dogs and chimps were sent into space. Then after a while, humans went into space. Then the moon landings happened. Then there were many Mars, Venus and Moon probes sent. A lot of them were unsuccessful, but the ones which were successful were definitely worth it. There were constantly rockets being sent into space during that time. And that time was around 1957 to 1975. The space race between the Soviet Union and the US was a quite exciting time during our history. It's a lot healthier kind of competition compared to physical war, since it really pushed the human ambition into space and proved that we are very capable when we really want to. But after the Cold War ended and the Soviet Union collapsed, the United States did not really have much of a competitor and motivation to do much after. Budget of NASA went from around $43 billion in 1966, adjusted value, to around $19 billion in 2017. The numbers of NASA's budget dropped significantly, and there still are a lot of space missions going on, such as the International Space Station and the 2 Martian rovers. But it's safe to say that the world is not paying as much attention to space as it was during the space race, but it looks like things are speeding up again, all thanks to a private company, and that is SpaceX. SpaceX successfully created a reusable rocket and reused a Falcon 9 in 2017. The rocket was sent into space and it successfully returned. This was huge because rockets were not reusable. They were separated into many stages, and it is a bit like throwing out your car after a single trip. So this reusability that SpaceX made allows for a much cheaper space travel, which in turn would make every other space agency obsolete if the SpaceX continues their successful launchings. And other space agencies for sure don't want that, so either they'll compete or die out. And SpaceX did prove its capability, as the Falcon Heavy finally launched a partially reusable rocket and successfully orbited Tesla a bit around the Earth, and now the rocket is headed to the orbit of Mars. Falcon Heavy is also the 4th highest capacity rocket made to this day, as it is in ability to deliver 16,000 kilograms to the moon, while the most powerful rocket made to this day, which is Saturn V, was able to deliver 48,000 kilograms to the moon. Well, it may sound like the Falcon Heavy is lacking behind badly, until you see that the Saturn V rocket costed around $1.1 billion to make, while the Falcon Heavy costed $90 million to make, meaning the Falcon Heavy is 12 times cheaper. And that is the key here. It is relatively cheap, powerful, and partially reusable as of now. So SpaceX is planning to send humans to the International Space Station, which will put the Russian Soyuz program out of the system for the US astronauts. So pretty much SpaceX is pressuring the Roscosmos Space Agency to create its own powerful rockets, or they will be out. And guess what? Not long before the Falcon Heavy launched, Russia announced that it is working on its new Super Heavy rocket. So things are unfolding fast, which is a very good step towards a new space race. And it's not just that, SpaceX also plans to send human space tourists to the moon. So everyone else better hurry. What these powerful rockets allow for SpaceX is to deliver useful payload to Mars for a Martian settlement. It could deliver it bit by bit over time, so that when humans get there, they can settle onto the planet. And SpaceX wants to send its human crew to Mars by 2024. If everything goes perfectly, which likely is a bit of an overly optimistic date, but who knows. Still, the Boeing CEO said that he is going to beat Elon Musk to Mars, and the CEO of SpaceX, Elon Musk, said do it, so he is daring him. We can see that Elon Musk also wants another space race. And guess what? Because of all of this, NASA is also developing their space launch system, basically a space shuttle that will be able to send humans to Mars. It also looks like China will also be probably making their heavy rockets. So what we can conclude from this is, well, that the new space race is probably starting again, thanks to a private company, amazingly. So this is all very exciting, as again, humans will push themselves even more, which would all lead into greater things. These are good kinds of competitions, and even Elon Musk hopes that a new space race is starting. He said, "I think it's going to encourage other countries and companies to raise their sights and say, we can do bigger and better," which is great. We want a new space race. Space races are exciting.